The narrative of an AI Cold War, where the United States and the People's Republic of China grapple over superiority in artificial intelligence instead of nuclear prowess or ideology, came to light around 2017 when China unveiled a plan to become the global AI leader by 2030. This story of escalating tensions, embodied by a race to build military AI capabilities, casts a spotlight on the crucial role of semiconductors for AI industry competitiveness. Authors Nicholas Thompson and Ian Bremmer initially played a key role in shaping and disseminating the AI Cold War narrative in their 2018 Wired magazine article. They highlight China's use of AI to buttress its authoritarian rule, but caution against the U.S. engaging in a tit-for-tat AI strategy instead. They recommend technological partnership between the U.S. and China to promote global norms in privacy and ethical AI usage. The narrative gained further traction when former U.S. Treasury Secretary Hank Paulson spoke of an evolving economic iron curtain between the two countries. Politico later amplified this narrative in 2020, suggesting the U.S. and other democracies need to form alliances to keep pace with China's growing AI capabilities. Eric Schmidt, former Google CEO, and Graham T. Allison further asserted in a Project Syndicate article that China has overtaken the U.S. in several key AI areas amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Academics have expressed concerns about unscrupulous AI usage, primarily associated with China, leading to a major ideological separation in this emergent AI Cold War. Fears regarding disrupted supply chains and a global semiconductor shortage have escalated due to Taiwan's critical role in semiconductor production, with the world's largest chipmaker based in Taiwan. The potential AI Cold War has been invoked by us politicians and European industrialists to argue against Europe's public authorities procuring Huawei's 5G technology due to fears concerning China's state-sponsored surveillance industry. In 2019, the Trump administration persuaded the Dutch government to halt the Netherlands. Based ASML from exporting equipment to China, ASML produces the extreme ultraviolet lithography system used by top semiconductor makers, including TSMC and Intel, to create advanced microchips. In a bid to combat the perceived technological challenge posed by China, the U.S. Senate approved in June 2021 the U.S. Innovation and Competition Act. With around $250 billion of public funds invested into the U.S. tech and manufacturing sectors, this was deemed the largest industrial policy move on American soil in many years. Despite criticism from Chinese authorities who labeled the move as Cold War Zero, some thinking the legislation aimed to bolster the U.S. position in critical tech realms such as artificial intelligence, AI, and quantum computing. Senate Majority Leader Senator Chuck Schumer, a strong protagonist of the policy, warned against the danger of authoritarian regimes that sought to usurp global economic leadership. In 2022, adjustments were made to the U.S. Innovation and Competition Act, morphing it into the CHIPS and Science Act, with a budget plan of $280 billion, including $53 billion earmarked directly for supporting semiconductor manufacturing. The beneficiaries of this act would include industry giants Intel, Tamac Technology. Like the U.S., the European Union also introduced its own legislation to boost its technological capacity, called the European Chips Act, with proposed subsidies of $30 billion to stimulate semiconductor manufacturing within the U.S. Notably, Intel would also potentially benefit from this initiative. However, the AI Cold War narrative drew significant criticism, with many questioning its validity and impact. Scientists and observers expressed fears that this competitive standpoint could obstruct international scientific collaboration and interfere with the global establishment of AI ethics. Some suggested that this narrative could cause collateral damage, impacting areas such as supply chain planning and AI proliferation. Academics Joanna Bryson and Helena Malikova pointed out the possibility of big tech's vested interest in inflating this AI Cold War's narrative, as these companies lobby for lighter AI regulation in both the US and EU. Furthermore, a research performed in June 2021 by the International Institute for Strategic Studies dismissed exaggerated claims about China's cyber power, stating that it lags behind the US by at least a decade due to ongoing security issues. Lastly, the emergence of the US and European Chips Act stirred concerns over protectionism and a potential risk of subsidy-induced race to the bottom.